Get ready for a massive dose of breaking news. Dana White is spilling the tea on Islam Makhachev's next fight, and it's not what you think. Plus, an ex-UFC star faces serious consequences for a gun charge. Then, will Israel Adesanya hang up his gloves after his next fight? And is a new featherweight king on the horizon after UFC London? Stay locked in because we're diving deep into all of it. Don't miss a second, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell.
Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLune 3-pack screen protector plus 3-pack camera lens protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Dana White just dropped a bombshell about Islam Makhachev's highly anticipated return to the octagon. Fans have been on the edge of their seats, waiting for confirmation on when and where the UFC welterweight champion would make his first title defense. After a dominant win in November, the only question was who, when, and where. Well, UFC President Dana White has just cleared up some major confusion, shutting down a reported July return date as not true and instead pointing to August. Makhachev's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, had hinted at a July comeback, potentially placing him on the same card as Conor McGregor's rumored return. However, White's direct response on Instagram leaves no room for doubt. It's August. This comes after White previously mentioned Makhachev dealing with hand injuries that could impact his return timeline. Now, with an August date seemingly set for UFC 331, speculation is running wild about his opponent. Top contenders like Ian Machado Gary and even former champion Kamaru Usman, managed by Abdelaziz, are in the mix, though Usman's claim is being questioned. Even with other fighters like Bilal Mohammed and Michael Morales in contention, the focus remains on who will step up to challenge the formidable Russian champion in August. Social media is buzzing with fan theories and fighter callouts, with Ian Machado Gary even questioning the legitimacy of Makhachev's injury. The UFC world is holding its breath for the official announcement of Makhachev's next opponent and the location for UFC 331. Don't go anywhere, because the drama is just heating up. We've got more shocking UFC news that you won't want to miss. Former UFC fighter Diego Sanchez is back in the headlines, and this time it's for a serious legal matter. Sanchez, a beloved figure in the UFC Hall of Fame, has just been sentenced for his arrest on multiple gun charges back in July. He appeared in court and received a 5-year probation sentence from an Albuquerque judge. This follows his guilty plea in February to a charge of shooting at or from a motor vehicle, a felony stemming from an incident where he allegedly fired a shot into the air while a passenger in a car. Prosecutors had pushed for a 2-year prison sentence, citing his reckless actions. Sanchez, however, admitted he made a mistake and has been seeking treatment for bipolar disorder. He spoke outside the courtroom, urging the next generation to learn from his mistakes and avoid shooting out windows like cowboys. Despite his legal troubles, Sanchez's legacy in the octagon, including his Hall of Fame induction for his epic fight with Clay Guida, remains a significant part of UFC history. The MMA community is reacting with a mix of concern and understanding, with many hoping Sanchez can move forward positively. His past accomplishments are undeniable, but this legal chapter serves as a stark reminder of the challenges some athletes face outside the sport. But the legal fallout isn't the only big story in the fight world. We're about to break down a prediction that could signal the end of an era for a middleweight superstar. Could this be the end of the road for Israel Adesanya? Henry Cejudo weighs in on the middleweight champion's future after a tough skid. Israel Adesanya is set to face Joe Pyfer at UFC Fight Night in Seattle, looking to break a 3-fight losing streak. While his friend Kamaru Usman believes Adesanya won't retire on a loss, UFC Hall of Famer Henry Cejudo has a different, more somber prediction. Cejudo, speaking on the Pound for Pound podcast, suggested that if Adesanya loses this upcoming fight, especially in a definitive fashion, it could be the sign for him to hang up his gloves for good. Cejudo, who retired himself after a string of losses, explained that sometimes it's not about talent, but about the desire to compete. He pointed out that Adesanya is already exploring other passions, like DJing and building his future outside of fighting, which he sees as indicators that the fighter knows his time in the octagon is drawing to a close. Cejudo believes that once the ship has sailed, it's time to move on to new ventures. Fans are divided, with many hoping Adesanya can recapture his championship form, while others acknowledge Cejudo's point about the mental aspect of fighting. The outcome in Seattle could indeed be a pivotal moment for the career of the last stylebender. And speaking of pivotal moments, the featherweight division just saw a major shakeup after UFC London. We've got the inside scoop on who's next in line. Is a new featherweight king about to be crowned? Alexander Volkanovski's coach backs a rising contender after UFC London. Following a closely contested victory over Lerone Murphy at UFC London, Movsar Evloev has earned a significant endorsement from Joe Lopez, the coach of reigning featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski. Evloev's win in what was widely considered a title eliminator has put him squarely in the conversation for the next shot at the belt. Lopez, while acknowledging the fight could have been scored a draw, expressed relief that Evloev secured the win, preventing a potential trilogy fight with Diego Lopes. He believes Evloev has been hanging there for a long time and deserves the opportunity. Lopez also speculated that Evloev might have adjusted his fighting style to be more crowd-pleasing, opting to stand and bang rather than immediately seeking takedowns. Despite the emergence of other contenders, Lopez dismissed claims that Gene Silva is deserving of a title shot, emphasizing that Evloev has earned his spot through consistent performance and an undefeated record of 20-0, including a 10-fight win streak in the UFC. While UFC CEO Dana White called a title shot possible for Evloev, no official confirmation has been made. The featherweight division remains highly competitive, with uncertainty surrounding Volkanovski's next opponent. Fans are eager to see if Evloev's impressive run will finally earn him the championship opportunity he's been working towards. That's all the fight news for today, but stick around for a lightning-fast recap of all the top stories and your chance to join the news community. What a show! We've got the latest on Islam Makhachev's return date, Diego Sanchez facing legal consequences, Israel Adesanya's future in question, and Movsar Evloev making a strong case for a title shot. You don't want to miss any of these developing stories. Make sure you're subscribed to news, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and let us know in the comments which story you're most excited about. Follow us on all social platforms for even more exclusive content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.